The moment the news reached Tempest, the world seemed to shift beneath its strongest warriors. A single report carried enough weight to shake commanders, generals, guardians, and rulers alike. Rimuru Tempest had vanished. Yet the true story of this chapter begins long before anyone found their resolve again. It begins in the silence that followed those words. It begins with a question hanging over every heart in the control center, a question nobody could answer. Where had Rimuru gone? That uncertainty struck harder than any weapon. Benimaru felt it the instant he awoke. The connection he shared with Rimuru had vanished, leaving behind a deep sense of loss. He rushed toward the control center alongside Gabble and Geld, each of them carrying the same burden. Around them gathered the strongest figures in Tempest: Diablo, Zegion, Kamara, Testarossa, Shuna, Rigurd, Gobta, Ramirez, and many others. Every important leader available answered the call. Soe delivered the report. His words confirmed the impossible. "Yeah, I'm sure of it. I didn't even have time to step up and defend him." The statement carried more than information. It carried guilt. Soe had always remained calm regardless of circumstances. Yet this time his emotions burst free. His frustration erupted when he shattered a desk, revealing the pain everyone struggled to contain. The chapter immediately establishes its central idea. Rimuru's disappearance creates a crisis that extends beyond military strategy. It becomes a test of identity. Every person present must confront a difficult truth about themselves and their dependence upon him. Testarossa understood this reality clearly. She carried her own burden. She remembered allowing Rimuru to leave for battle. She measured her own actions and felt the weight of responsibility. Around her, others experienced similar emotions. Their strength, intelligence, and experience suddenly felt insignificant beside the absence of the one person who united them all. Diablo recognized the danger of this emotional collapse. Rather than offering comfort, he provoked everyone. His words cut deeply, especially towards Soe. He understood that despair thrives when people surrender to it. Anger, purpose, and determination provide stronger foundations. Through deliberate confrontation, he attempted to ignite those emotions within the room. Testarossa saw through his strategy immediately. She realized Diablo was willing to become the villain if it pushed everyone toward action. His own grief burned just as fiercely as everyone else's. Beneath his composed exterior stood a devoted servant, struggling against overwhelming sorrow. The chapter reveals an important truth through this exchange. Leadership sometimes requires difficult methods. Strength appears in many forms. Some people heal through encouragement. Others restore resolve through challenge. Yet, even Diablo's efforts failed to completely shift the atmosphere. Then, Zegion stood up. His intervention transformed everything. While everyone focused on loss, Zegion focused on faith. While others examined absence, he examined evidence. His confidence never wavered because his belief in Rimuru remained absolute. His declaration became the emotional turning point. "Sir Rimuru is our god. He could return to us from the far end of the universe." Those words immediately reignited hope. Zegion refused to view Rimuru's disappearance as defeat. Instead, he treated it as a circumstance awaiting understanding. His perspective forced everyone to reconsider their assumptions. The connection with Rimuru had vanished, yet his divine protection remained. His influence still surrounded them. His presence still lingered within their hearts. Through Zegion, the chapter presents its strongest message. Faith gains value through action. Hope gains power through responsibility. He challenged everyone directly. Rather than behaving like abandoned children, they needed to act like the leaders Rimuru believed them to be. His words reminded them that growth requires independence. Every lesson Rimuru taught them prepared them for moments exactly like this one. Benimaru felt the impact most deeply. His memories returned to earlier failures. He remembered times when uncertainty caused hesitation. He remembered promises he made to become stronger and more dependable. Zegion's challenge forced him to examine those promises again. As one of Tempest's primary leaders, he understood his responsibility. Fear still existed, anxiety still lingered, yet leadership demanded action. Benimaru chose that path. "We'd better prove that we're fine without Sir Rimuru, huh? We don't want him worrying about us when he comes back." That moment marks his personal transformation within the chapter. Rather than dwelling on loss, he embraces responsibility. His confidence spreads throughout the room, inspiring others to follow. Gobta contributes next. His simple words carry remarkable power. He reminds everyone that disappearance and death represent different realities. His straightforward belief cuts through the complexity surrounding them. Sometimes conviction arrives through simplicity rather than analysis. Rigord builds upon that momentum. Gabil embraces it. Geld supports it. Ramirez recovers her spirit. Kumara regains her confidence. One by one, every individual reclaims their purpose. The chapter carefully illustrates how morale spreads throughout a community. Despair travels quickly, yet determination travels just as fast when someone chooses to lead. Benimaru then expresses another key idea. We could say we were relying on him, but there's a thin line between relying on someone and pawning off responsibility on him. This observation captures the deeper lesson of the entire chapter. Rimuru's leadership inspired loyalty, trust, and admiration. His followers willingly followed him because they believed in him. Yet his absence revealed a hidden challenge. Their admiration had gradually evolved into dependence. The current crisis offered an opportunity to correct that imbalance. Instead of viewing Rimuru's disappearance solely as a tragedy, they began viewing it as a chance to prove themselves worthy of his trust. That realization changed everything. Soe regained his composure. Diablo relaxed his aggressive stance. Testarossa focused on practical objectives. Geld dedicated himself to recovery. Gabble committed himself to healing. Each person accepted a specific role and moved forward with renewed purpose. The chapter's final section emphasizes action over emotion. The enemy continued advancing through the labyrinth. Powerful opponents remained active. Allies required rescue. Tempest still faced immense danger. Yet the atmosphere had completely changed. Earlier, the room felt consumed by uncertainty. Now it radiated determination. Diablo himself experienced a significant shift. Initially, he wanted to pursue Feldway directly and eliminate the threat. After witnessing everyone's renewed resolve, however, he chose a different path. Protecting Tempest became his priority. His decision demonstrated maturity, discipline, and trust in the collective strength of Rimuru's followers. Even Zegion, whose confidence never faltered, reinforced this new mindset through action. He prepared to fulfill his own responsibilities rather than simply discussing them. By the chapter's conclusion, every major figure has embraced the same truth. Rimuru's disappearance created a void. Their response would define who they became. The chapter ultimately serves as a powerful examination of leadership, faith, responsibility, and growth. Rimuru remains physically absent throughout the entire sequence, yet his influence dominates every page. His teachings guide decisions. His example shapes behavior. His legacy inspires action. The greatest tribute his followers can offer comes through their choices. They choose courage. They choose responsibility. They choose forward movement. As the leaders of Tempest step toward their respective duties, their hearts carry renewed conviction. They understand their mission. They understand their roles. Most importantly, they understand the standard Rimuru established for them.